Welcome to a very bizarro episode of Dadventurous, because it is Dadventurous and Momventurous, but there's no
kid.
There's no daughter this time. We are doing things a little bit differently because we're going to bring back in the mom's character, who had a little bit of swirl of mystery last time you were there with your fight, or your, whatchamacallit?
Our escape, our chase.
I was wiggling my fingers. Yes, chase is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Your chase episode, and then you slipped off into the gondola, disappeared, and we didn't learn much about your character last time.
No, I'm just your worst nightmare, and that's all there is to me.
That's all there is to you, except we are going to learn more today. We as in me, we as in you, and
the
we
listeners.
as in the listeners. But the daughter is not getting to learn this stuff because she's a private investigator and she's got to figure it out herself. So we're doing it a little different. Are you ready?
I believe so.
Okay, cool. So in the past, we've had the kid do a recap. So I'm going to try, because I haven't done one. I'm going to do it in Marv's gravelly voice, I think. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Dadventurous. We chased the sequined nightmare through the market, leaving us behind every step of the way. She exploded things, caused cotton candy, pigeon chaos, escaped by stealing Mel's paperwork. Why? We don't know. But someday soon, maybe, we'll find out. As we watched her swing away on the gondola, I thought to myself, wow, that was weird. And that's where we're going to leave that now. So, a day has passed since or 2 days. No, some time has passed.
Mel's been doing some things, yeah?
She has. I just don't know the specific day count. Listen, time is vague here at Dadventurous.
Yeah.
All we know is that tonight is the night of your big...
The party.
Tonight is the night of the party, and you are going to be there to cause some chaos.
Always.
But that is not where we are right now. Right now, it's a beautiful morning. There are birds chirping. Are there birds in Mirelight? There are now. I don't know if we've talked about it.
There is in Skyline.
That's true. Okay. In
Yeah.
Skyline, there's birds. You are standing outside of two large oak doors. The hallway you are in, this massive mansion. Marble floors, but built into a skyscraper. But, like, I guess mansion might not be the right word. Like penthouse. Penthouse,
yeah.
That's the thing. Dang near top of this building, you have massive glass windows everywhere, beautiful skylights, birds chirping. There's like a balcony with plants and gardens and everything, and it's beautiful. You are standing in front of the two oak doors that you know lead to a library, a very, very fancy library, and on the far end of that library is an office that you were trying to break into. So that's where we are now. You are about to use your tools, your, what do you want to call it? Your accoutrements, your tool belt, your gadgets to get into this library. But there's only one problem, and the problem that you already know, maybe you've prepared for, maybe you're not, and that is in the form of a very large, very grumpy guard dog by the name of Brutimus. And that's what awaits you on the other side of this door.
So...
Feel free to describe, well, or not.
So I glance around down the hallway. I pull out my thieves' tools and flip my hair over, like, behind my ears. And I'm just, like, very, like, Brutimus, we're going to have a day today. And I, like, hunker down and try to open these doors.
Okay, as you go to open it, you notice that is, of course, locked because the library has always been one that is protected from, outsiders, as it were. So there is a lock on this door.
Okay, I've got my thieves' tools. Can I sleight of hand? Can I work on that?
You sure can try.
Okay.
So go ahead. You have thieves' tools. You have your sleight of hand.
24.
So with a 24, maybe it's a lock you've picked before.
Well, yeah, I've probably had some practice.
Yeah.
It's probably how I learned.
Fair. With a subtle click and the practiced hand of a skilled vigilante, the door swings open quietly.
Mm-hmm. I immediately reach into my pocket and pull out some doggy treats. I say, "Here, Brutimus, where are you?"
So now the only problem with Brutimus has never liked you.
No.
Brutimus and you do not get along. But you do know, yes, he's
should be in here.
food-oriented,
Mm-hmm.
and he should be in here.
Yeah, I've got what I know as his favorites. I snatched a whole bunch from downstairs, or like freshly baked on my way up. So I've got
Like bacon-wrapped bacon.
Yeah, like I got supreme doggy treats, and I'm really, really hoping that it goes okay today.
Okay.
So I'm calling him, and I've got them ready.
With a low growl, you hear this like shift of weight as this massive dog, this mastiff-sized dog, starts padding along the stone floor, and from around this ornate bookshelf, I should set the scene too. You open the doors. It's a pretty big library, but it's not a high ceiling necessarily. Maybe 14 feet tall. The bookshelves don't quite reach all the way up. There are rows on either side in this long hallway of books where they kind of tee off the wall. Mm-hmm. So you have the main wall of books, and then you have the teed off wall of bookshelves. And down the middle, there's a couple like tables, almost like places you could maybe pull a book into, get some food. There's also just some artifacts as you go along, things like, an old helmet maybe made by the ogres. There's like a magical artifact glowing in one spot. So it's like a museum almost. Mm-hmm. And Brutimus pads his way out from one of the bookshelf corners, a bed that he has nearby, looks down towards you, and with a snort, he looks your way.
I chuck very gently the doggy treat kind of in front of him. I don't want him to actually come up to me.
Okay. Why don't you make an animal handling check?
Just straight up, it sounds good. 23.
A 23 animal handling?
Yeah.
What's your animal handling?
+4.
Oh, man, that's a good roll. With a look of disdain, if a dog could have a look of disdain, Brutimus has it for you. But as soon as he sees the treats leave your hand and slap and slide across the floor, because I said it's bacon wrapped bacon, he pads over to it, and with that, like, as if moving is hard for him, he just like lumbers over, and then when he eats this stuff, his like whole mouth almost envelops the floor, leaves behind this massive slobber stain, and for the time being, he is distracted by bacon wrapped bacon.
I wipe my hands off on my trousers and kind of like, whew, okay, starting
Grease
today.
Stains everywhere.
Good day, all good. And then I start rapidly working towards my goal.
Okay, so you are hoping to get into this office on the far end of this library, an office you are explicitly not allowed into. Mm-hmm. And you start rushing that way. So can you go ahead and make a just sort of ambient stealth check for me?
Mm-hmm. I got a 16.
So a 16 stealth. As you go by, practiced footwork, practiced attire. You're not making much of a sound here.
The trousers just go shoo, shoo.
Yeah, the
just
swish,
a tiny little
swish of your clothes. I think as you pass by the second row, you look to your right, though, and you do see the bed for Brutimus. And, like, this is like an ornate dog bed. Cushions galore, like, built underneath a bookshelf. He has a whole bed and then, like, a couch and then, like, a food delivery area where fresh food is like cooked and placed for him, and there's just a whole wall above Brutimus that is just covered in paintings and drawings and memorabilia of like his first collar, and when he shed once, there's a clump of hair, just like a shrine almost to Brutimus here.
I look at it and big eye roll. Scoff. And continue on.
Okay.
Swish, swish, swish.
You continue on, and soon you come to the far end of the library, passing by a couple of these exhibits. And on the far end of the library,
I hold my ear to the door.
make a perception check.
Okay. Oh no, a 9.
Don't hear anything.
Okay.
Sounds clear.
I jiggle the handle.
Also locked.
Cool. I pull out my tools, flip to a different one than the previous door, and I'm gonna give it another go.
Okay. Let me know what you get.
16.
16
For my sleight of hand.
Okay. It takes a second, and you're not catching the right pin or tumbler or whatever they're called, and it takes a little bit. There's some loud clinking noises, and then finally with this last click, you do manage to get it open just barely. But you kind of notice as that happens that the sounds of eating have stopped behind you. And you hear this low growl again as you are entering a room that Brutimus is maybe guarding a little bit.
I look very quickly behind me, and I have one prepped. I toss that on back out and try to slip in the door and shut it just as quick as I can.
Okay. Make another animal handling check with advantage because he has, in fact, already feasted upon these bacon wrapped.
I got another 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brutimus likes me today.
He likes the food you've brought.
Okay.
Okay, so with a slip in the door and a close, you do hear him. He kind of was starting to pick up speed. He kind of runs towards the door a little bit, but as you toss out the bacon at the last second and slip the door closed, he kind of you hear the scratching of him trying to stop his speed on the marble, and then he manages to come to a stop, and you hear that scarf of eating more bacon.
Yeah.
You find yourself in a dimly lit office, still high ceilings compared to the library, but just a desk with ornate wood metal work going on. You see a clock tick-tocking on the mantle behind. It's kind of boring, to be honest, with the intensity of the library and all the books and the artifacts and stuff. The office is kind of utilitarian.
Sparse.
Yeah, sparse,
Okay.
yeah. There's not really much on the walls except for one massive painting above the desk of Mr. Xander Farthing, standing next to Brutimus with his hand on his head. No other people in the picture.
That tracks. I very nervously curl my bob back behind my ears. I glance at the clock. Am I still good on time? And
make an investigation check.
Okay.
I think this will just help you kind of figure out what's going on in here.
22.
My goodness, you got some hot dice.
My dice are better than the daughter's dice.
Yeah, sure. Hers have been particularly cursed lately.
Okay, 22.
Okay, so with the 22, you know that you're doing good on time. You have probably about a half hour before this is going to become a problem. And you don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But with a 22, you quickly start noticing some papers on top of the desk. There's drawers here. There's lots of stuff to look through. In this moment, do you want to give a little insight into kind of what you're thinking in terms of what you are hoping to find? We're uncovering the story together as we go.
I am looking for evidence of payments, bribes, things that Xander Farthing has been doing that I'm so certain that he's involved in, but I haven't been able to prove it yet. I'm looking for proof that I can bring to my friend that has been helping me. I need evidence. Because I'm looking for help, and I'm not getting it from people that should want to help me.
Okay. And why don't you, with that, I'll let you choose if you're doing an investigation here or a perception, but you start diving into the depths of this desk.
Yeah, I'm looking for hidden drawers, any sort of thing with a 19.
A 19.
Mm-hmm. Perception, if that.
Okay, perception. Yeah, we'll say with a 19 perception, the papers on the desk, it's all boring stuff. The Xander Farthing, he runs a bunch of, it's like a corporation that owns other businesses. It's like tax info. It's like earnings, boring stuff, push it aside. There's an entire book with journal of fun stuff that Brudimus has done, stories about his life.
Yep.
And I'll say you start going down through the drawers, you find a locked drawer, you pick it, it just you open it, and there's nothing that exciting in the drawer itself, but then you do notice that there's like a hidden, latch on the bottom. You pick it up, and inside is maybe not exactly what you were hoping for in terms of any sort of proof of wrongdoings, but you do find is almost like blueprints, almost like schematics of various new magical items. And on the top there is one for something called a mist displacer. And there's just like a picture of this thing. It's probably about 2 feet wide, and it's like a cylinder with like 2 runic things on either end and some holes, and you're not really sure what you're looking at exactly. You also see some things for like a firefighting equipment that the Farthings and the Gallows recently handed out to the citizens and stuff like that. It's basically, it doesn't incriminate, but it's weird that it's locked away.
Okay. It's not what I'm looking for, but I'm going to do a quick, glance at the clock, glance at that, see if there's anything specific about the schematics that make it feel like something that I could handle later. Like if I come across something that I could make the magic not work. If there's anything quick.
Sure. Arcana?
Yeah.
Check.
16.
Okay. I'll make a little note. Okay, sir. Okay.
But it's not what I want.
It's not what you want necessarily. Yeah, the more you look, maybe the more frustrated you get in a way. But Mr. Farthing is not known for being a fool necessarily. He is a rich, for lack of a better term, billionaire for a reason. Skyliner up here. And
through all of my searching in his log, there's obviously a Brudimus log, but for any of the money payments, do I see any mention of Caroline or Sarah and kind of going on in there and seeing if there's...
Okay, so Caroline or Sarah in the payments stuff?
Yeah, things for any mention of things in payments that I would be able to quickly pick up on.
Quickly pick up on?
That's the hope.
Oof. I had a note about something. Okay. Why don't you roll? Boy. It's going to have to, I guess, be investigation.
Yeah.
This is deep investigation.
And I don't have very much time, and I know it.
You don't have a ton of time, but you also know what you're looking for a little bit.
An 11.
An 11. Okay. With an 11, hang on. 11. Where's my notes? Sorry. I think with an 11, you probably notice something catches your eye for a second. You get excited. Caroline's last name was Lockwood, and you notice the last name Lockwood, but then you start noticing that it's just seemingly payments to her father, who works for Silas Gallows. So you have this moment of exxitment,
and then
it's
down.
Oh, this is just his earnings from the business that Mr. Lockwood runs for Xander Farthing.
Yeah, I think that I just, in so much frustration, put everything back.
Do you make that noise out loud?
Yes, totally.
Okay. From outside, you hear this and a little pawing at the door as Brudimus has finished his second piece of bacon. And you look at the clock and, time's ticking.
Yeah, I pick up I pick up the picture, lift it up, see if there's anything behind the picture of Xander Farthing and Brutimus. Brutimus is the prize here.
Yeah, you pick up behind it. There is a safe built in the wall. Looks a little ornate.
Did I find any keys?
No, you did not find keys.
Is it one of those combination?
It's a combination lock.
Can I make a history check? Do I know Brutimus's birthday?
Wow. Let me make a roll. You don't. You don't care about this dog.
No. Okay. I leave it. Did I find anything in all of this that would be helpful for my friend? Should I make some notes? Did I find a date? Anything that would be helpful for me to
I would say that
jot?
you, amongst the schematics, you also found a couple upcoming references to dates that imply meetings or shipments or something.
Okay, I totally make note of that. I find a piece of paper, make a little thing. I make sure that I don't write the notes on top of other paper so that it doesn't leave a copy behind. But I do that and I quickly stuff it in my pocket.
Okay.
Is there anything else in here that would intrigue me?
Make an ambient perception check.
21.
Intrigue is a funny word to use because it implies a lot of different things. I would say that you notice quite a few things that could be broken. You notice a ceramic representation of Brutimus over the door. You notice the big painting itself. The desk has some fancy pens, things of that nature. The things that you find that are intriguing to you are probably less on terms of espionage and discovery and more on the frustration side of things that I would say are intriguing.
Okay. I totally snatch a pen and grab the Brutimus thing to hold just in case my last treat.
You have one more treat?
My last treat doesn't work.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Okay. So
that's the extent of how it goes. Okay. I open the door.
Okay.
I hit that lock so it relocks behind me.
Well, so first you open the door, and as you open the door, you are greeted by the massive face.
Yeah,
of
it's like
Brutimus,
little crack.
The dog sniffing. But he doesn't seem grumpy.
I waggle the bacon in front of him and try to chuck it out of my way.
Okay, we'll say you chuck it off to the side, and with a clodding run, he runs over to the last piece of bacon.
Yes.
Good
boy, Brutimus. Good boy.
And you have an open library in front of you. So you turn, you lock the door.
Yep. And I try to quickly make my way across. I'm on a time limit. And I'm going to just wait for a vase next to the door or the shelf that I can stash the Brutimus ceramic in. Yeah, I'm just going to stash it as I go because it was just in case.
Okay. As you stash it above the shelf, are you still holding the pen?
Yeah, no, I've tucked that into. I'm stealing it. That's a nice pen.
Okay.
Yes,
you have a pen now
in
your inventory.
Cool,
a fancy
pen.
And as you rush across the room,
yeah.
You have the notes that you wrote down. We'll say you use that pen to write those notes, and you slip out the library door. You close it behind you, and with a loud "oof," Brutimus runs over to the door, and right as you click it to close, he kind of clambers into the door. But you have successfully evaded the dog here.
He never actually went through training.
No, of course he did not. Definitely not. And as you kind of turn, brush yourself off a little bit, you're feeling maybe, useful in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the clip, clap of footsteps coming your way down the hall.
I fluff my hair, straighten it out, double check for any weird folds in my clothing, and then just start to casually walk down the hallway.
Okay. As you start casually walking down the hallway, can you make just a we'll call it a deception check.
Sure.
And I'll give you advantage because as you see rounding the corner, dressed in the white and gold finery that he often wears, long sleeve shirt, gold vest, white pants, and the sort of white hair, a little older now. Xander Farthing rounds the corner, and the clip-clap are his little dress shoes on the marble floor. And he comes around, and he is reading a little book at his, holding it up at the thing. He's probably about 6 foot tall. He's a bit taller than you. And he rounds the corner, and he dang near bumps into you. What'd you roll for deception?
19.
19, okay. And as he dang near bumps into you, he goes, oh.
I step off to the side and I say, "Oh, good morning, Father."
Sarah, what are you doing in the hallway? Walking around, all in my way.
Sorry, Father. I was a little distracted. I was out on the balcony. There were some really lovely birds this morning.
I don't have time to listen to these things. I have a very important meeting and party this evening. Are you going to get ready now? You must come to the party.
Well, of course, Father. I wasn't going to be getting dressed yet. I think I have an appointment for hair and makeup in an hour.
Well, good. Come with me then. Come with me.
Oh, okay.
And he just starts walking ahead of you, as always, continuing to read his book, expecting you to follow along.
I follow exactly where he wants me to be, which is 2 steps behind, slightly off on the left.
Okay. And he walks down, and as he passes by the library, he glances at the door, and then just continues reading, moving on. You know what? Actually, no. He pauses, he looks at the door, and then he opens it and spends a moment to furiously pet and put, adoration onto Brudimus. And he just goes, "You're a good boy, Brudimus. You're a good boy. Ha ha ha. Yes, you are. So lovely." He pulls out some more food and feeds him, and yeah.
I am those few paces behind, eyes rolled real sky high, just quietly waiting, can't interrupt.
And then he finally stands up, he closes the door, and he says, he looks at you and he just kind of goes, and then he keeps walking. And he takes you into a kind of like a foyer room towards more of like the front area of the house. And in that foyer room, you're used to people being in this penthouse that are not family. There are workers here. There's the
maid.
The maid. There's your tutor. There's stuff like that. There's just a guy standing there wearing like the equivalent of like a delivery service outfit, delivering a large-ish crate, and he shoos the guy away, signs for it, whatever. And, oh, good, it's here. Come, daughter, come. I have a job for you this evening. I expect you to do it without failing.
I will do my best, Father.
Okay. We have a big reveal happening. Exciting things are happening here. And, I thought maybe you could, present this thing tonight.
You want me to speak?
No, speak. Absolutely not. Good one.
In my brain, I'm like, yep, that tracks.
I loved that interchange. Thank you. Or exchange. He goes, no. I just want you to place it onto a pedestal and then leave. But I can't do it, and I don't really want anybody else doing it. It should be a farthing, after all. Even you.
Well, the choices are limited, I suppose. I would be happy to, Father. What am I displaying?
Oh, here, I'll show you. And he opens up this crate. He opens it up, and as he, cracks the lid, you see a very familiar looking to something you just saw, cylindrical device. Something that you saw labeled as a mist displacer. But he doesn't say that. He just goes, I've got a new artifact here from my new partner, and we're going to show it off tonight. We're going to do sort of, what do you call it?
A reveal?
A reveal, yeah, but like a...
like a showcase? Or a...
Showcase. Sure.
Okay.
That's basically what I was thinking. I like to think he goes through all that too. And yes, of course. And we are going to we're going to show this off to everybody, to the important folk this evening who are going to be investors. And he does this with his fingers. The listeners can't see, but I'm like rubbing my thumb and fingers together, which means money.
Okay. Is there a color for your expectations, Father?
I don't. Nothing to you.
All right. The standard farthing black, then.
Sure, or gold, of course.
Okay. I can do that, Father.
And then he kind of just stares at it for a little while.
Can I be looking at it without
Sure.
showing him that I have too much
investigation
interest?
check.
Oh, no. No, I got a 7.
I think because of the awkwardness of where you're supposed to stand, he's kind of blocking your view.
Yeah.
And after a while, he just kind of...
Is there anything on the crate that it came in that would be noticeable?
I do.
Like symbols or that kind of thing?
Yeah, you can
that
do
I
a
could
little
look at?
perception check on that one.
Oof. 9.
Nope.
Okay.
Very nondescript here.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And, like I said, although they may be greedy and, vain,
Mm-hmm.
dumb they are not necessarily. So your father,
Yes.
very nondescript, has this artifact. Eventually he just kind of, as you're kind of looking around trying to peek maybe a little further over than you should, you hear him clear his throat. Daughter, you can leave now.
Oh, when would you like me to be present, Father?
Well, you'll be coming with me this evening, so...
Oh, okay.
We'll be taking the car.
I will be there.
Okay. And he
And
just
then-
kind of waits for you to leave.
Yep. I definitely turn around and head back towards my room.
Okay. Heading back towards your room, I think you pass by the library once more. You hear a loud grumble from Brutimus, who can smell you through the door. You make it back to your room. What's your room look like?
I am not allowed much, so everything's pretty sparse.
Okay.
Standard farthing, black and gold. So I have a room and I have a desk and a side table. But there's no adornments on the walls. There's no pictures in here for me.
Not like Brutimus had?
No. But I go over. So yeah, the room is very, very, very sparse. Just that marble flooring. I don't even have a rug in here. It's just bed with black and gold sheets, desk in a dark wood, that side table in a dark wood with a gold lamp, that kind of thing. Everything's needing to be tucked away nice and tidy. But I think I walk over to my desk and pull open my drawer, and in there, that's where you have a picture. And there's a picture of myself, Sarah, and my best friend, Caroline, who's been not around. She's been missing for just under a year now.
Maybe as you look at the picture, we have a little momentary voiceover flashback in your head. You hear the sounds of laughter, two girls laughing, maybe hanging out together, whatever it is you guys
party.
did. Yeah. In the picture, you guys, you're a teen.
Yeah.
So, she's about your age. And kind of just inseparable, sneaking out, going to the markets, listening to music, in that sort of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think for the listener, there's a moment of flashing where you suddenly hear loud shouting, you hear this surge of energy, and you hear the very, very iconic sound of a rift to the gloam being opened up. And then we go back to your room, where that is kind of some of the memory you get of Caroline. Missing she may be. Is this drawer like you? Is it just a picture, or is there you're not allowed much in the room, but I kind of imagine the drawer is decked out and decorated.
Oh yeah, I've got a lot more color going on in here. Lots of purple that I've got all over the place. So there's like purple pens and a little like purple makeup kit. I've got pictures, like a stack of pictures, but that main one of me and Caro is sitting on top. And I've got little like pieces of candy that I have stashed in the desk. Things like that. It's, normal kind of teen girlish stuff, but it's all having to be like actually tucked away. The top of my desk, very, very pristine. There's just a little, pen in a pen holder and like a blank pad of paper that's like sitting just angled correctly kind of thing.
I think, do you think, just as the mom and the dad real quick, like while you were describing that, you said like normal teen girls things like hiding candy. For the listeners, we record in the daughter's room. Do you think there's candy hidden somewhere in here?
No, the daughter has rocks. So, maybe there's a really cute rock
candy.
Yeah. But
Anyway.
like hair stuff, hair clips,
Okay.
things that I'm not allowed to wear at home, but I probably stash in a pocket and take with me when I do manage to go out and about.
Okay, I like it. Little pops of color, little pops of personality. Okay, you also inside that drawer, what else would we find? Something you stole recently, probably.
Yeah, lift papers.
Mm-hmm. Lift papers with a very nicely drawn picture of Mel Ashgrave on them. Tiefling with a hat and information about her. But papers that could be altered.
Yeah, no, I pull those out. I bring out my notes. I kind of like smooth them out so that I can have them stacked together. Maybe take out like a little purple paper clip and
There you go.
clip them together.
While you're doing that, you hear
I very quickly stash that back in my desk, put those away, stand with hands in my lap and say, "Come in."
and entering in is, you know what? Here, we're gonna do it this way. I'm pulling a name from the list. To the listener list here. User submitted names. We'll say that Sharon comes in. / what do you call that person that like gets you ready? I don't know.
Which is
Maid or whatever.
ladies. Yeah, it's a lady's maid.
Yeah.
Kinda
So basically,
old style.
Yeah, old style governess is kind of what I was thinking of. I don't know if that's accurate.
that would be my tutor most likely. So
I think honestly, there's a little bit of that too.
okay,
Sharon's like a live-in.
jack of all trades.
Yeah,
because
Xander
Farthing is cheap when it comes to me.
Yes, and
Yeah.
he is not care too much about things like that. So Sharon comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon Sharelike is her name, just in case anybody says that. Thank you to the person who submitted that. Anyway, Sharon comes in and she says, "Sarah, are you ready to become proper?"
Ready as I ever am.
I like to think that you and Sharon don't also have a great relationship because she tries to teach you things you really don't care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't teach the cool things like lockpicking.
No, you've had to learn that on your own. And, or maybe you and Caroline used to dabble. And Sharon comes in and we spend the next amount of time getting you ready for a party.
When she opens up my closet, the choices are black. Do you want black glitter? Do you want black sequins? Do you want black silk? It's black.
Awesome. So whatever you like,
Mm-hmm.
unless you want to role play it, we'll say you get ready for the party and you can be dressed according to what you imagine.
It's that upper up, so I have to wear a dress. I think I'm going for as like plain but nice as can be, like what my father would consider classy.
Okay.
Because as many times as I wear sequins, sometimes he thinks that's pushing it a little too far, even if it's farthing black.
I see. Sequins shine too much. You are too shiny, daughter.
Yes.
Understood. And you get ready for the party.
Mm-hmm.
Some time passes. Sharon leaves.
Yeah.
and then you can maybe truly get ready for the party, however you see fit.
I prep my bag. Everything's rolled real tight so it fits in that nice little like clutch style purse. But I pack your Worst Nightmire's stuff just in case. And then I also have the notes that I took and the lift pass that I'm going to bring.
And the Nightmire outfit again, it was like a sequined cloak. It
is hodgepodge. So I have one long sleeve and one short sleeve with a little bit of frill that's made out of different pieces of dress. It turns into kind of like a cloaky short cape sort of thing. But it is like patchwork. Yeah. So it's bits and pieces that have been taken from others. You can start to look and see in my closet that it's got a vibe.
Yeah.
And then I also have a very large, like opera style face mask.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, a masquerade mask style. Okay. We'll say your purse clutch is big enough to hold your things.
Yep.
A little lock-picking kit, a little, whatever
a smoke
else you
bomb
may
or
have.
two.
Okay, I like this smoke bomb or two. And you fully get ready for the party.
Mm-hmm. And the only thing that I don't change is my slippers. Those always are the same. I wear the same set. My favorite.
Okay. You think they're enchanted a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you eventually head out of your room. You go down. You have a bite to eat. And eventually your father comes dressed in the black and gold of the Farthing family. Very ostentatious. The gold in his clothing is real gold, woven in type of thing. And he's got a gold cufflinks and all that stuff. And he comes in, he's like, eating? We don't have time for food. Come on, come, daughter, we must go to the party. And
I set half of it aside. I internally sigh because if I do it externally...
I think as you say, or as he says that too, like Brudimus is out of the library and he takes a moment to like feed Brudimus after saying, we don't have time for food. Come, daughter. Just like stoking the disparity between you and this dog.
2 steps behind and slightly to the left.
Yep.
I wait for him patiently impatient.
And then he leads you outside, and outside you see what he called the car, which of course is this like crazy ornate steampunk 4-wheeled nonsense vehicle. There's other people that have things like this, but up here in the skyline, mostly people travel by walking and gondola, and things like this are a little beyond the norm, especially because you guys will need to take a gondola with this vehicle, one of the larger gondolas that exists up here, to take it over to High Street where the party is going to be, and the entire process is going to take a whole lot longer than just walking would be.
Ah, yes.
And he loads you guys into this car, and off you go.
But it's about the,
perception.
Yes.
Perception is reality. And Xander Farthing is a wealthy guy. He wants people to know. So you roll up to a club that I don't think you've been to before, because High Street you have been to many times. There are restaurants you're here, but the club, it's kind of a nightclub thing. You're out at night as maybe the Worst Nightmire, but this is just a club with live music.
As a history thing, is this anywhere that Caro and I have been like trying to peek in before?
Yeah, make a check. I like that.
20?
Yeah, you guys quite often would sneak out, maybe past curfew. Her dad worked for your dad. And so there was often, you guys would, there was excuses for you guys to be nearby each other. So this would often result in you guys sneaking out, going down to High Street, sneaking a croissant when you're not supposed to be eating, past curfew, that sort of thing. And I think you've definitely heard of the Opulent Span, is the name of this club. But the problem being that there is often a bouncer outside and no other way in.
We're young.
And you were young.
Yeah.
And speaking of a bouncer outside, you guys roll up to this club, and there's a line stretched down the block, people trying to get in to this. There's signs everywhere that says Zanderfarthing's commemoration party, and talking about like the live music that's going to be going on. And sitting outside is this tabaxi guy, striped orange tabaxi, wearing a very fancy suit for the evening. And he opens the door and he lets you guys into the party and he bows to Mr. Farthing and etc., etc. You are let into this club. This is a full-on like jazz 1920s-esque fancy club. The Opulent Span, it's called. We're talking, black and gold decorations for this party. There's a live music and a singer singing on the stage there. It's just full of the what do you call that? The upper crust, the
echelon.
Echelon, thank you. The socialites. People you probably don't want to be hanging out with. They're all here.
As I glance around, am I also the only kid?
Probably. You're definitely on, you're a teen, you're getting up there, and but I would say, glancing around, this is definitely not a place that you would normally visit.
Yeah.
So I would say you're probably the only noticeable kid. Yeah.
Okay.
You are ushered in by your father. He quickly pulls over Sharon, who's dressed nice enough, to be there as an attendant. And
my minder.
Yeah, kind of like a minder, yeah. He tells you to have Sharon lead you to the back. There's a side room where you're going to do your reveal. You have 20 minutes, etc., etc. There's the party.
Okay.
Sharon comes over, stands next to you, and she goes, "This way, miss." And she starts to walk ahead of you. There's a party here. There's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
Short amount of time. I'm looking around. Is my contact here?
Make a perception probably check, and I'll give you advantage because you know what he looks like. It's not like they're masqueraded up or anything like that.
21.
I think with a 21, you guys walk in. She starts walking through. You start going into the crowd with her a little bit. You're bumping past some people. There's drinks being served. There's a section where people are dancing. Lots of loud, chortling happening. And I think because you're looking, and also so was he, you guys lock eyes at one point. He's standing over on the corner by the bar and looking your way. You see the well-dressed but militaristic outfit of, as the audience now knows, of Commissioner Renshaw, this older guy, slick back hair, wearing MMCD officer's uniform, but for tonight it's like a white instead of the standard dark green color that we have. So kind of this white outfit, and he looks at you and he gives you that what's up nod of we see each other.
I think I glance at him, I grab my purse and tap it and move it to the other hand, and then give him a flash down where I'm holding my finger on it, where I do the two
you
fingers.
Rolled very well on his thing.
And see if that,
he
double tap. So
yeah,
that he's
he downs his beverage, sets it on the bar, had his little officer cap, puts it on his head, and he starts beelining through the crowd towards you. Making it seem like he's just walking along. He's pausing, and he kind of gets in front of you a little bit, and he slaps somebody on the shoulder, and he starts having this vague conversation with some random person that he saw to basically be in line with a handoff, if that's what you were thinking.
Yeah,
is that what you were thinking?
Totally do that. I just wanted him to know that I had his stuff, and so if he's feeling...
Yeah, it's up to you. And it depends on how secretive you tend to be with this kind of thing. Could you have a conversation with this person, do you think?
I think since he's running for office, that, and my family's high up, we could probably get away with a nice to see you kind of thing. So I think that
Okay. Then I think he would notice Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
And right as Sharon gets past you, you're still following behind Sharon as you would your father. He kind of grabs this guy by the shoulder. He's kind of a big dude. And so he kind of grabs this other person by the shoulder he's having a conversation with. And he just like sidestep shifts between you and Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of like pats the guy on the shoulder and shoves him towards your minder.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Oh, Miss Farthing, good to see you." You know, kind of like this big gesture. And are you here for your father's commemoration party? And makes a big show of it, but then kind of drops down low. And he's like, "What do you have?"
So big thing. Oh, Commissioner Renshaw, it's so good to see you again.
Yes.
You know, I was glad to see you at my father's last week.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have
A friendly face.
nice to have a friendly face.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And then when we drop on down, I'll try to be a little sneaky and be like, pass and some notes for dates. I can do a distraction in about 20 minutes.
Sounds lovely. Where do you plan on? Do you want me to take it now, or do you want to wait till the distraction?
I'll keep it. There's a vase in the back room. Tuck it right on inside. So distraction happens, 20 minutes.
Okay. And then he goes back to like, "Oh, good to see you again. Good luck. Oh, with the commemoration, I hear you're presenting something, blah, blah, blah."
Mm-hmm.
And eventually he shifts along the way.
Yeah, and I'm like looking
And
to see if
eventually-
Sharon was.
Yeah, I think
is, like,
eventually Sharon, you look over and she's like tapping her foot, waiting for you to be done with your silly conversation so you can get to where you're supposed to be.
I come up and I apologize to Sharon. Sorry, Sharon, can't leave the commissioner hanging. We got time. I'm ready.
She just sighs deeply and she says, "Girl, you'll be the death of me," and then wanders you into this back room.
Under my breath, I say, I wish.
Wanders you into the back room. Does she hear it?
Good.
And
I'd be in trouble for that later.
Yeah, wanders you into this side room.
Mm-hmm.
As you clear the main ballroom, if you want to call it that, there's some swinging doors. There's a couple guys standing back there. And they're kind of like, for lack of a better term, henchmen. These are not your father's men.
Mm-hmm.
These are a little more rough and tumble. They're wearing suits. They're nicely dressed, but you see like the neck tattoo coming up a little bit. You see jewelry, but it's jewelry in a way that like almost looks like it could also be brass knuckles.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of these tough guys, but they see Sharon, they see you, they know who you are, presumably, or of you. They open the door and you go through. And Sharon leads you to this like immediate room. As you pass through this hallway, can you make a perception check for me?
Yeah. Ooh, they roll so well. And 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Okay. That you just see those guys.
Mhm.
You look to your right. There is a hallway that continues down. There are a couple other people standing at the end of this hallway, but you don't get any real information about them.
Okay.
Sharon leads you into this room, and in this room, sitting on this like decorative cart is this cylinder item that you saw, and has like a cloth draped over it. And Sharon walks you through. She says, "Your father's going to introduce everything, and then you will come out and present the item."
Silently, I take it. So I guess usually there's some sorts of decoration and thing around the place. I'm going to look for that vase that I told Renshaw would be here, make sure that I've got somewhere to stash the stuff.
In here? You wouldn't have known if there was I thought you meant in the back of the ballroom.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
No, I
you
could do
wouldn't
that.
have been in this room before.
Right, because I have not been in here.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so it would have been something that I would have glanced on by that I would
that's
tuck it on
fine.
in.
Yeah,
okay,
but it'd
cool.
be in the ballroom. You could look in here too, but...
Nope, that's all right.
Okay.
If there's guards and stuff on this one, we don't want him to have to go past anything extra. I just need to be ready to distract.
Yep, and Sharon leaves you to the room.
Of course.
And goes back to attend to your father.
Yep. So I'm waiting down the time. Can I pick, I've just been left with this item. Can I pick it up?
Yeah.
And
you want to do a nice investigation with a
if
little bit
I've
of
been
advantage?
left alone, I'd
because
love to.
You saw the blueprints of this thing. Yeah.
Okay. Rolled the same number twice. I've been doing that. Did you say perception?
No, investigation. In this case.
Okay. 17.
17. Yeah, I mean, again, so what you're seeing, it's like, it'd be like about like a paper towel roll style cylinder. Maybe 18 inches, maybe 2 feet long. Very smooth steel. And then at the end, concave openings. And as you kind of like look into the hole, basically inside you see this kind of red glow to the interior. And it looks like almost like, I don't know, like fans.
Okay.
And there's definitely magic. It's a magical item. There's this kind of iconic red glow. That by itself is interesting. Most of the time, Brixie's magic is blue. So you're getting this kind of different vibe from that.
Okay.
And then you notice a place where you could maybe twist apart something and access the interior because you saw the blueprints with the 17. If you wanted to try to mess with this thing, there are some rolls we can make.
Yeah, if
that's your plan for a distraction.
Absolutely. So the kinds of things that I carry, lots and lots of tiny, itty bitty little things that I can probably get away with calling something else. So I have, in my bag, I have like makeup so that I can refresh so that I look how my father wants me to. So things that I could like maybe scrape off some lipstick or mascara to maybe gum something up or like disrupt that like kind of lighting. I also would have little bits of thread for fixing holes in my dress, but I could use that sewing kit towards something to like.
What about stuff
to
that
wires.
the Nightmire might have too?
Nightmire's gonna have those thieves' tools. I packed as little as possible for this along the way. Smoke bombs that I can stuff in there.
I'm gonna let you decide what you think. With the 17,
with like looking at it,
looking at it, you pop open a panel. You see that there are some like wires connecting to this kind of red core, and there's like almost like fan turbine blades going around the outside of the cylinder thing. You could potentially just disconnect things. You could potentially gum it up somehow or cause some sort of chaos. You get the feeling that when you turn this thing on, it's going to displace mist based on what he said. So I think however you want to cause a distraction, I'm okay with letting you.
I would want, knowing my father, how I do, I would want to make sure that it started to work and then messed up. Then it come to him broken. I don't want to be blamed for,
You want it to be the fault of the person.
I want it to be the fault of once it's there.
Okay.
So I think something that could kind of gum it up and maybe get stuck on it later would be more in what Sarah's thinking about. Like what I would be sitting there trying to like fiddle with, or like having briefly glanced at the mechanisms. I'm young. I don't know too terribly much about it, so however you want that to play out.
Let's say, I'm mentioning that there's like a turbine thing, so in theory there's a spinning mechanism to it.
If I can loosen the bolt and stick something sticky in there or something?
I think if you...
Something that might start to go...
Yeah, what about you get rid of the nut and you put some sort of gummy material on there instead? It would theoretically work for quite a few rotations before it would eventually not anymore. I like that plan.
That's what I would like to try to fiddle and do.
Let's roll. What do we want to call it? Maybe sleight of hand?
As I'm messing with tiny little pieces in there.
And also you can add like a D4 because you were able to look at the, the blueprints beforehand. So sleight of hand.
14.
A 14. Okay. I will say that is the DC I had set for these things.
Okay.
So you succeed, but you don't know how well it will succeed.
Okay.
But you quickly place it back together. Your timing. Anything else you want to do in this room before time comes up?
Is there anything else in here is it it's just the magic stuff that I was aware of?
Yeah, this is like a side just room. This is like maybe a VIP room.
Okay.
As far as like for tonight, not really. This is honestly, it's like they took a bunch of stuff that was normal decoration and threw it in here.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a throwaway room right now for you to stand in and wait And I think as you get closer to that 20-minute time frame, you're in this back room. You don't quite hear it, but you hear the crowd goes hush. You start hearing the speech of your father and another figure. And after a period of time, Sharon comes in, taps the door, and says, "It's time."
I pick up is it on like a display,
It was on like a
stand
cart.
or like a cart? Okay.
So you could
I'm
wheel
gonna
the cart
wheel the
out.
cart
and then,
out?
yeah.
Okay.
And as you passed by, you did notice that there was like a pedestal up on the stage. So as you come out, you hear
I stash my purse on the cart as well so that I can grab so I've got it all with me.
As you push the cart out, there's a little ramp leading up to the stage. People are whispering like, "Oh, that's Sarah Farthing," like, "Oh, like all this stuff," and a lot of gossipy type stuff that you're hearing about. And sitting on the stage is your father, dressed in his wonderful black and gold, presentory arms raised towards his daughter. "Daughter, come here, come, yes, bring the item. Let's show the city what they're in for." And there's another guy standing up there, very red, deep red suit, the hat. Hard to see his face a little bit. Kind of weird in this well-lit club room, you would think, but almost like, just hard to see.
Okay.
But you know enough to know that this is probably Silas Gallows. You just haven't interacted with him yet.
Yeah.
He's got a cane. He's standing there, little smirk on his mouth, and just waiting. And you wheel it over, and there's a nice gold pedestal already built, constructed to hold this thing.
Okay. So I standing nice and straight, kind of like my other people, like my what do you call that? I've got my performative face on.
Yeah, and
that smile.
I think at the same
like,
thing too. Your father is like, "My lovely daughter, folks. Isn't she beautiful?" Like that whole very presentory. As you get images of him giving Brutimus more love than you. But yes.
And I just very calmly and carefully and slowly gather the item, put it on the pedestal. I don't want to make any weird clanky noises or trip over myself. Just very, very like showmanshipy. Lay it on the pedestal.
Okay.
Step away.
You step away and
glance at my father if he's giving me that shoe sort of like.
Yeah, he gives you a nod to get out of there.
So I grab the cart and I wheel it on back down.
Yeah, and I would say no one's necessarily paying attention to where you go at this point because your father gestures towards Silas and he's like, "Silas, if you will." And you see Silas walk over and he places a hand on this item. And he just says, "To progress." And he fires it up.
I snatch my purse. I need a quick place to change.
Okay. You snatch your... I mean, there's the room with the two guys.
Is there any
make a perception
corner
check.
I can duck behind? Oh, no. Nope. 7, 8.
An 8.
The cart?
The cart and that room, I mean, perception-wise... it's crowded. I'm not saying you don't find somewhere, but it's going to be up to stealth.
I mean, I'm wearing black. My outfit's black. Can I duck underneath?
I'll say you're at the edges of this room. The bar is on the other side, but like this side of the room, there's like the guys blocking the door, but they're watching the stage now.
Okay.
There's like a plant in the corner. And
am I nearby? Did I back up nearby that vase that I could drop?
There's a vase in the corner.
Okay,
too.
I definitely
like a potted plant too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I pull things out of my purse and I just casually walk on by and just carefully like drop and like adjust the vase and pat it like it's pretty.
Oh,
like,
okay.
That kind of thing.
Sleight of hand?
That's much better. 22.
Okay, I need to make some notes of some things.
Okay.
So we got. Okay. Do you look for for Renshaw at this moment?
No, I don't want to make eye contact. I don't want to draw.
Okay.
I'm just like casually like, I put the cart to the side. I'm walking away. Oh, this is a pretty vase. Stick the stuff in there that I mentioned. And then I need to.
Okay. The only question I have for you in this moment before we get too far away is when you were fiddling and messing with this artifact to cause problems, what were you feeling in the moment?
Like determination and a little bit of nerves. I am very focused. I feel like I'm on the right track, that I grabbed some things that I needed. Everything's been working okay. So far, determination with just a little bit of that like anxious performance nerves kind of thing.
Okay.
So
Thank you. So you have made this drop with a sleight of hand of 22. You have this back room. Mm-hmm. You see Silas Gallows put his hand on this device. It starts to hum with a red glow. How do you want to find a place? You could try to sneak back through that door. You could hide behind a plant. There's not a lot, but there's distracted people.
I think
there's the cart you have here.
Yeah, I think
it's like a small cart, but it's like covered in a cloth and.
I think I'm gonna head back down the hallway.
Okay.
But continue on past that door because that's guarded, and see if there's anywhere that I can duck in. That's down here, like the kitchen.
Are you trying? You're gonna go past these guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you? I'll say make a. Is this performance or persuasion check?
I've just got to go use the restroom real quick.
Yeah, you're just walking past these guys, and are they too busy to care, or are they not supposed to let anybody back here?
Well, weren't they guarding the room? Or are they kind of guarding the whole
No,
area?
they're guarding like the whole hallway. But you just came from there, and they allowed you through.
16.
Okay, yeah. They are busy, and you were already back there, and they're not very bright. So they allow you, he just kind of ambiently opens the door for you.
Yep.
I will say, as you go into this hallway, though, as I mentioned, down the length of the hallway, there's a couple doors, and at the end, there are some other people. They are not watching this thing, and they are watching the hallway.
Okay.
So you see them. Where you want to go? There's that room you just came
Duck
from.
back into the storage room, I guess. That's where I'm changing.
Okay.
If they let me on by, yep.
They let you by. I'm going to roll something. Okay. You sneak into that room. You're pretty quick at this, I would imagine.
Yep.
And so go ahead and describe how you get into form.
Dress, I picked simple. So it's just zip up and over. My new one goes on. It's that whole cape attachment. I've got like a side zip so I can stuff an arm through the sleeve. And then it's just face mask on. I'm good to go. Because it's long. So it covers everything else that I had on underneath. So it's just a quick thing. And then I stash it in the purse and tuck that in one of my little cape pockets that I've got. And then I'm pulling out smoke bombs.
Okay.
And I'm ready to cause some chaos.
Utter chaos. Okay. I like to think that during this moment, you hear the sounds of oohs and ahs in the main room, and everyone's like, the mist is displacing. That's probably not what they say, but you get the idea. And then all of a sudden you hear this like whirring noise get louder and louder, and then this loud like ping and crash. And suddenly you hear gasps, you hear chaos already starting a little bit. Yeah, something has begun in the main ballroom area. As you finish getting your attire on.
I come on out, rolling out that smoke bomb so that I can dodge past the two guys that are probably super hyper, like...
Are you trying to go down the hallway more? Or back into the ballroom area?
I don't know. I told Crenshaw that
Renshaw.
Renshaw.
I've been doing it too.
Renshaw, not Crenshaw. Yeah. Where does that Crenshaw come from?
I don't know. I've been doing it a lot.
Okay.
Anyway.
Commissioner Renshaw.
I think it's Commissioner. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
So
Talia sorry. The daughter corrected me on the last episode also. So.
Okay. Well, I told Commissioner Renshaw that I would provide enough of a distraction.
Yeah.
So I'm here to cause chaos for him because we have an agreement. So I'm not heading down for where those other people are at. I'm heading out.
Okay.
I want to make sure that he grabs what he needs to grab.
So are you smoke bombing those guys, or are you smoke bombing the main
two people that were going, so that I can slip right on back into the...
Okay, so we'll say you open the door, you roll out that smoke bomb, and with a psh, smoke erupts, and you hear the coughing, you hear the guys like, I can't see, and then you make your way out into the ballroom. What you enter into in the ballroom is maybe more chaos than you were expecting, because as you burst through your smoke, and out into the room. You look over and you see a broken apart machinery piece on the pedestal there.
Mm-hmm.
And where that thing was, that mist displacer was, you have explosion of magical parts, and you see this small bead of light forming, and then with a whoosh, the beginnings of a rift to the gloam start to open up.
Maybe as I come on out, I go, I am the terror that haunts your dreams. I ruin your magic just to make you scream. I am your worst nightmare.
And I think a lot of people, actually, this might be good in a way, because then I think a lot of people go, nightmare, oh no, and there's like panic, and then this explosion, and this rift opens up.
So in the meantime, I'm like running into the room.
Okay.
To like pull things off the table, messing things up, and then suddenly the rift opens, and I kind of like do that stutter step, and I quickly glance around. Do I see Renshaw?
I think in this moment of you rushing out and pausing, do you want to make a deception roll, if you would, against Renshaw?
12.
I think you don't see him because you freeze up a little bit. And in that moment, you hear his voice go, "Officers of the MMCD, form up!" And you see that where he's saying that is over by this vase, where you had dropped something.
Yeah.
And he is sort of making a show, but to form up around the rift.
Okay.
And almost like focusing them away from you for a second, he noticed that. And you see peppered throughout this crowd, there's some militarily, like fancy dressed MMCD officers, and they start forming up around this rift. As the crowds start clearing away from you a little bit, and you have this moment of clarity where these MMCD officers join the thing, I think the crowd parts a little bit, and you see a familiar figure standing there, wearing different clothing than previously, wearing actually a gray and purple suit. Maybe that's why it catches your eye, because you like purple. And a new gray and purple banded fedora cap with the iconic horns, staring at the rift, not necessarily staring at you in the moment. You see the person you stole the lift papers from, Mel Ashgrave, standing there, eyes looking at the rift, and then maybe looking towards you. We'll find out. And that's where we're going to end this episode. And we're running a little long here, but I think we'll end it there. It went a little differently than I was expecting. So we're going to deal with this rift and your interaction with the daughter's character next time.
On Dadventurous.
On Dadventurous. I was going to say, I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to say, but
nope. I think your worst nightmare froze
up in that moment. Okay. I like that. Cool. Thanks for this weird solo episode. It felt needed. It felt like we needed to get into the meat of the worst. The meat of the Worst Nightmire character a little more. Sarah Farthing, a dutiful daughter, a Dark Knight vigilante, maybe a little bit of both. All right, thank you everybody for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna do the daughters catch-up episode next. So these are gonna be working in tandem. So kind of a fun thing. All right, we're leaving it there. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week on
Dadventurous.
Yay!